All right.
All right.
All right. So, in this segment, I would like to really have a conversation about. I mean, we've just been through so much with this election. I mean, I got to the point of where I just wanted to. Ugh, I couldn't stand. I didn't even want to put the TV on anymore because there was so much of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but that brought a thought to me. I mean, I'm 82. You know what? If I live another 20 years, hopefully, universe, listen to me. I want to live another 20 years. Uh, that's okay. But you know, Kate, you have another 40, 50 years to live.
God
So,
willing.
how are we going to manage this administration that is upcoming? Because we've been through so many already.
Mhm.
So, how are we going to personally manage this? What is your thought on this?
Without getting too political, you know, yeah, like you said, so many things pop up in our lives. We've already been through administrations that have left us
Wanting,
wanting,
to say the least.
to say the least. So I don't think that we're in as much of a different position now than we've been historically. So here we go again. Some people are feeling good about it, some people aren't. And I think the best way for anybody to deal with it is it's full circle back to what we're cultivating here, what you've cultivated in your life, in your book, what we're sharing with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
The more self work that we do, every individual, if we're able to raise that personal vibration and cultivate that inner balance, all of these difficult situations that we run into in life become easier because we're managing them
And
differently.
disappear.
They can
Once
disappear
we-
because they no longer are problems or
Right.
points of frustration where you feel like you're hitting a wall, and then the anger comes and the distaste for people and the name calling
the
and finger
stress.
pointing and the stress.
And once you have the stress, what comes next?
Illness.
The meds.
The what?
Meds.
Meds, exactly.
Meds.
You get sick
Oh,
and
blood
you need
pressure
meds.
goes up. You get high blood pressure. Probably some of you are on it already.
Yeah,
I have never
that's-
been on blood pressure.
I remember
I've never
years,
been on
years
cholesterol.
ago in school, I learned that stress is the number one cause of disease
Yeah.
in the world.
Right.
In
it is.
humans.
It is.
And we be stressing ourselves out.
We sure have.
So that's why we've got to cultivate the inner self, the inner balance, and that is, you know, why we're
Why-
together talking and sharing this with
why
you,
is-
so that we can help do this together. It's always easier with friends, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not only that, because I think we are on a path that is so helpful and so needed for the people.
Yeah.
All you need is the information. You have everything.
We have, and we are
You
living in an age,
have.
we have all the information at our fingertips.
Everything.
Right here.
We have everything.
Yep.
All
So
you
how do we
need
use
is
it?
the information
Yeah.
and how to use it.
Mhm.
And the information is you need to balance. Now, Kate, many of our viewers will probably be closer to my age than to your age. And those viewers will have grandchildren. And I see this all the time. I have a busy practice for skincare and also as a health coach. And these people are so stressed out with their grandchildren, with their children, we need to separate. You know what? There is absolutely no mammal in the world that caters to their young as much as we do.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, 21, you're an adult. Get out the door, earn money, and live your life. My opinion. Okay? Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack for that one.
But you gave the disclaimer. You just said my opinion. That was an opinion, not a fact.
It is my opinion. And opinions are,
like,
yes. Shall we say it?
Yeah.
Shall we say it?
we could say armpits or belly button.
Oh, belly button.
But opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has them, and they usually stink.
Yeah.
Clean your belly button.
Yeah, belly
Yeah.
button or armpit or whatever else you may want to use instead. So here's the thing, you but you know what? The reason why that is my opinion. Let me clarify it.
Okay, yeah, because we could talk about that for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let me also, that will also lead into what words do.
Words are powerful.
Okay. When I was 20 years old, I had my son. My son was abducted by his father. He grew up with his father. Did I fight it? Yes. Did I stress over it? Big time. I thank God for my second husband that I met right then and who saved my life big time 3 times. And the last time that thought came into my head, I don't want to live anymore, the other thought came into my head, said, okay, you have that choice, but then do it right. Don't fool around like you did. But if you don't want to do that, what would you like to do instead? And my brain said, well, my emotions said, well, I really want to be happy.
Aw, and that is like the essence of what everybody really wants. We all just want to be happy.
Right, we just want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And rationale set in and said, well, how do you plan to do that?
And those are the challenges that come up, especially in times of really deep sorrow and depression and lack of motivation. Those questions come in, and sometimes those questions can be scary. Because then the person might think to themselves, like, well, I don't know what will make me happy, and I don't know what I want. And I'm sure you touch on that. So
I
do
did.
you have advice about how to face that challenge?
And I'm going to tell you something. My childhood wasn't very happy either. I mean, it was tumultuous. And so that's why I guess I became a tumultuous person, because
That's how it happens,
I always will find a solution for me, you know? And so what I said is, okay, how to be happy. But I didn't know what happy was. I didn't know what happy was. And most people don't know what happy is.
So what did you do?
Because they have never been happy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know when you're happy? What it feels like.
What it feels like. I mean, that would be my answer. How do I know when I'm happy? There's an excitement in my being. There's some kind of feelings of fulfillment.
Yes.
Like I've
Yes.
Like I'm in what I envisioned.
You feel empowered.
Yeah.
You feel fearless. You feel like the world is my oyster.
Yeah, I want to go on adventures, and I'm open to new experiences and learning.
That's our happy.
Yeah, that's our happy.
That's our happy. I'm sure that our listeners have their happy.
Yeah.
But you have to be open for it.
Yeah.
You
and
have
see,
to
just like
explore it.
sometimes just a discussion like that can like help me vocalize, just say out loud, because you mentioned before how words are powerful.
Very powerful.
So powerful. So being able to just have someone else to talk to as a sounding board and ask questions that you feel vocally you're going to answer, and you speak it out loud. So that's what we just did,
right.
And that felt really good.
And
I'm able to verbalize what it is that makes me happy and how I feel when I'm happy. And I got happier.
There you go. And there comes, change your mind, change your situation.
That's the essence of what we just did.
That is exactly, and that's what I did when I was in my early 20s. I was 24.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it wasn't overnight. It was not. I had to work on it because it was something that I was not accustomed to. I was not ever really feeling that empowered. I always had, like so many people, there were days when I felt empowered, when I felt like, oh yeah, this is me. And then there were other days when I said, I don't know. No, I'm just going to do this because I need the money, or I'm just going to do this because conventions, or
Right, and
my mother said
energetically,
so,
you feel
or
like
my
you're,
husband said so, or
yeah,
my children said so,
yeah.
or God said so. It's always somebody else. Who are they, by the way? Who are they? They're always talking about the they, right?
Okay, so not they who you just mentioned, because they're
No,
family
yeah,
and our loved
but they are,
ones.
yeah, but they are a lot of theys,
There are
right?
a lot of days, and those days vary. Those days vary from our loved ones, our family, and our friends, who we do love to be around and sure take direction from, but can also become stressors if we give too much of ourselves all the time without giving ourselves time to recharge our own
So
batteries.
true.
Right? Do activities that we
You read the
like.
book, right?
Yeah, I did. This is how I know.
No, you
And I've
had
been
that. You have that inherited from your mom too.
Yeah,
Yeah, your
yeah, which
mom
is
is
why we're
very
friends,
much.
because you and my
That's right.
mother are
Yeah.
friends, and
Yes.
so you've known me since I was a baby
Yes.
girl, and us
Yes.
as a community have
Yeah.
cultivated these things
Right.
together. Um,
So
yeah.
let's go back to to what we started. So here's the thing. So when
Well,
I
can I just make a little
yes,
quick
please,
summation
please.
about that portion of the conversation? So, for anyone out there who's feeling any kind, wherever you are in that spectrum of, feeling inspired or feeling low, because what you talked on was this roller coaster that you went through from day to day, and it's not an overnight process.
No.
So, we've got to make sure that we're being patient with ourselves, even in those times of heavy thought processing. To even if that negative self talk is going, to every once in a while take that deep breath, and I say to myself, be patient with yourself, Kate. Be gentle with yourself, Kate. Or I'll even say with my internal voice, I love you, baby girl. It's gonna be
Absolutely.
okay. It's gonna be okay.
Absolutely.
And then maybe the negative self talk starts again because it's persistent. But
Absolutely.
so those are some of the things that you
Yes.
recommend in your book and in life is make sure that we're doing those things.
You do things. You're loving yourself.
Yeah.
And I was raised never to say that out loud or really to be self-denial. I was raised in Berlin, Germany, right after the war. Women were not doing things for themselves.
Yeah.
They were out there providing for their children and their families. They were moving bricks around from all the bombed out buildings.
Yeah, trying to repair what was
it
left.
was right. It was a tumultuous, wild time. And we are living now in a similar wild time, only now it's our mental situation that we have to work on more
Right.
than the physical one.
Especially here in the United States, where we're
Oh,
hearing
but
about
it's
the strife.
everywhere.
Yeah. But for
It's
us,
everywhere.
I mean, we are blessed in the way that we have the time and the peace to do this spiritual work and to do these things for ourselves, because then we think of the world at large right now and all the issues that are going on, and that's one of the blessings that I count for myself every day, is that we have peace to be able to focus on these things.
Be grateful for what you have.
Yeah, here at least, because there's so much going on in the world.
Absolutely. Be grateful for what you have. If you live in a house, be grateful. If you have children, be grateful. If you have a husband who loves you, and you can even be more grateful. Being grateful is one of the quintessence basic cornerstones of being happy. You have to understand, once you start to be satisfied with the situation that you are in, then things start to fall into place. So what I made myself a plan. I'm not terribly organized, so don't think that I'm Superwoman. I'm not. But I am organized enough that I knew that I had to make a plan for this. I was not going to jump from suicidal to being happy overnight, or even in a week or in a month. So I started to journal. I journaled every day. And just the thoughts that came into my mind. It wasn't 2 and 3 pages. Sometimes it was just a sentence or two. And then I made with myself a pact. Every morning when I opened my eyes, I touched my side of my bed and I said, I'm alive. I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that I'm alive. What am I going to do today to make myself even more happy? And if I came up with something that didn't cost a lot because I was very broke, uh, I did that.
That is that, and that's right there. That's the
Yeah,
essence of a practice, a beautiful, empowering practice.
yeah,
When you're at your very low.
yeah. And I tell you, I was staying in an apartment that I didn't know how to pay the rent on the end of the month, and as it turned out to be, I didn't pay the rent. I had a gold ring. I gave that as a deposit,
So you were
and
resourceful.
I'm
I have a
always
gold
been
ring. Here, take it.
right.
Yeah, take that.
I got the ring back because somebody was gracious enough to pay the rent for me, and
Oh, an angel.
yeah. So if you have angels around,
That helps.
use them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Use them. Don't say, "Oh no, 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 you don't have to." No. When somebody offers you help when you're down, take it. Because here's the
That's
thing.
another gem, because I think a lot of people sometimes have a hard time saying yes. Thank
Yes.
you. I'll take that. I do need that. And it's okay to admit when you need it, and it's okay to take it when you need it if somebody offers, because that is one of the ways that universe, God, creator works.
That's how.
Whatever
And
you call him.
our body, we have this temple in us. We have this amazing, amazing, amazing um, ability to heal our body. I have never been really on any meds. I
Same.
have I've broken bones. I healed them. I
Well,
do
you're a
agree.
homeopathic,
Yes.
holistic practitioner.
Yes. So I know how to help myself with homeopathy.
Which is a big, it's, people,
That's
I think
why I
sometimes,
learned it.
Yeah. And not just to learn it, it's a lifestyle.
It's a
living.
lifestyle.
And so I think that sometimes people maybe can get turned off easily by hearing the word homeopathy or holistic, and they think like, oh, well, all I
It's
have to
voodoo
do-
medicine.
It's voodoo medicine, and I'm gonna put some tablets under my tongue or whatever, and which, by the way, those work. But there's also so much that goes along with that lifestyle, so I think it can be a little
Most
daunting.
definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Not only
Because there's a lot
that,
to learn. It's like you just never
it
stop
is
learning.
not very
But it's
well
amazing.
perceived in America. Now, in France, in what they did in Germany, pharmaceuticals took it over, and they're making now pharmaceutical homeopathy, which is a compound of homeopathic remedies, and they only work spot-wise. It's sort of like you have to think of homeopathy as, let me just explain what that is,
Yeah.
because I think many people don't understand they confuse it with herbology. It's not herbology. Herbology is something different. Homeopathy is the essence of homeopathy is like cures like. Now, that means if you have a headache, you take a remedy that would produce a headache. But the remedy is so minusculous, so small, suspended in a tiny little sugar pill.
Mm-hmm.
And when that gets into the body and into the bloodstream, the body thinks there's another headache. The body will never ever have two of the same, exactly the same illnesses in your body. Did you know that?
No. But now that you say it, it just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, so they then cancel each other out?
They cancel each other out.
So it's mathematical.
It is.
Homeopathy is mathematical.
It is.
What?
It
I
is.
just watched this awesome program last night
Yeah.
about, quantum space and time.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
And
Are we going to
creation
have to
and,
talk
and
about
the language
that?
of mathematics.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
the
Yeah,
language of
we'll talk
creation.
about that.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, because that is one thing that I am very intrigued by also. But homeopathy is also. Now, see, here's the thing. We all know arnica, right? Arnica it's a homeopathic remedy that is suspended in a cream or in a tincture.
I've been taking the pellets that go under the tongue.
Absolutely, that's the way.
They're amazingly effective.
They are because the reason why they are suspended in sugar is because sugar is the fastest element that goes into the bloodstream. The fastest. Of
Don't we
all.
know that? We know how we feel after we eat an ice cream or have some Coca-Cola, and then you're like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Sugar. That's why sugar is the most addictive thing out
Substance
there.
on earth.
More addictive than cocaine.
Yep.
More
That's
addictive
what they
than
say.
anything. Sugar is the older you get, stay away the more from the sugar.
Yeah. Not only is it addictive, but it wreaks havoc on the body system.
Total.
Aches and pains are amplified on sugar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that people don't understand. When you have a headache, you should not drink a Coca-Cola. That amplifies the headache.
Right, and people would do that because they say, oh, well, I need caffeine. It's going to help my headache. And so they might drink a Coca-Cola because it has caffeine in it.
Yeah.
But that sugar and the caffeine is going to make the headache even worse.
Worse.
Yes.
Yeah. And well, then once you have the reason why you have that headache, let's just see of what produces pain.
Mm-hmm.
Pain is produced when a system is overloaded.
And there's
For instance, the blood vessels start to dilate and bring pain and white blood cells to an area. These white blood cells then signal the brain, pain here. Okay?
And that's called
And that is called inflammation. Boom.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So we don't want that. We don't want, whenever you have an illness or whenever you have a problem, find out first what the root cause is and what caused it.
And here's full circle once again. Inflammation can be caused by stress.
Oh, yeah.
So not only what we're eating, but what we're feeling can cause inflammation.
Seeing, and here comes words in. Now, I have a client that told me her children are really horrid to her. They really are. They're just really. I wouldn't want to. I would give those children back if I were her.
I'd like to return these.
Yeah,
please.
can I get a refund for those two?
No, I don't have the receipt, but I promise.
Right?
Yeah,
I promise they work.
Yeah,
they work. So, what we want to do is. So anyway, so she tells me they didn't even call her for Thanksgiving. I mean, we just had Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even, and they're just horrid. So I said, so what? Are they children? Oh, no. They're adults. They one is 35 and the other one is 43 or something. I said, so what's your problem?
They're still your kids. That's your problem.
That's the problem. Kids. That's a word. What do you need to do with a child?
You have to take care of it.
Protect it. Take care of it. They are not allowing her to take care of them because they are not children. They're adults.
Yep.
So what is the solution?
For her stress?
For her stress.
She's got to let go.
There you go.
Yeah, she's got to let go.
She's got to let go.
There's an art to doing so, and I'm
Absolutely.
sure it's easier
Find
said than
a different
done,
hobby.
You got to let go.
Find a different hobby.
Yeah, and what does letting go mean? It does, of course, that child will always be your child, adult child that you love because
absolutely.
It never changes.
I love my.
Yeah, it'll never change. But certain, I think, concerns have to shift. Like instead of micromanaging decisions or behaviors or even your expectations of your grown adult child.
That is the key word here, expectations.
Yeah.
We can't expect them to drop. They have their life. My son calls me 4 times a year, if I'm lucky. But if he is in trouble, he will.
He knows he can call mama.
He knows he can. And as long as your children know, they can come to you whenever they need you. You're cool. And you live your life.
That's right.
And you become a me.
That's right. Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Back to
You become
cultivating.
fearless. You get adventurous. You go on a trip. You hang out with your girlfriends. You have 5 boyfriends if you want. You know, it's a, it's a, it's you need to decide what you want to do with your life. You only have one. You only have one. I don't care how rich you are.
Yeah.
You can be a billionaire, trillionaire, quadruplionaire. If you are, you only have one life. And if you don't use that life well, then the next life, I believe in Buddhism philosophy. I don't call it a religion, because it is not. It's a philosophy. It's a way of living. And they know, the yogis know, whatever you do in this life, you carry over in intentions into the next one. We believe, we're going to get into this. Let me just give you a little warning. May I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Warn
Because
them.
you have no idea where this show is going to take you. So if you watch this show, we hope to have this show on every day. This is our technician. She is responsible for that you get these videos. They're only all going to be, each one of these videos, like 15, 20 minutes, so that you don't get overloaded. But we will go into all of it. We will go into quantum physics. We will go into Buddhism. We will go into sex. We will go into, what else?
Spirituality, healing, tips and tricks and advice on
and
ways
how to look
tap
fabulous
into your best self, which includes looking the best you've ever looked.
Absolutely.
Because it's effortless when you cultivate these skills.
Yeah, it is.
It
doesn't cost you anything.
No.
To be a me, it doesn't cost you anything. You can, if you join the movement, and the movement is then just really a affirmation to yourself and to us that we are doing all a good job with this, that we all become these fearless warrior women that we want to be, these women that do the things for themselves. Happy does not come from anything else but yourself.
Amen.
Only you can make yourself happy. Nobody else can make you happy. Nothing. Not a Tesla, not a trip to the moon. It might satisfy you.
It's gonna make you feel something, though.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that, wouldn't you?
No, I want to keep my feet on the ground.
No, I would love to do that. I would.
You and my mother.
I would sit in that rocket and say,
gosh.
"Oh yeah, moon, here I come."
Then my mom says the same thing. We're gonna put you two in a rocket launch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I would love to. I would love to do that with your mom. Yeah, your mom is a trip.
That's crazy. No, I'm gonna stay right here.
So we have to invite her on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we do. We definitely.
Well, you know what we should do is just fill this guest seat with different butts.
Absolutely.
You know, you get Kristen over here.
Yeah, and I have another friend who is, you have seen her in some of my other videos. She's just a hilarious girl. You'll laugh your tush off with her. And she, and she has each one of these people who sit here and who will come to you as wise women, as women who have been in situations that are not often pleasant. May it be love things, may it be illness, may it be loss, especially when you get to be 30s, 40s, 45, often you're losing a parent. And that is, for many, a traumatic thing.
That's when things really start accumulating, I feel like, is in our 30s. Like, for me, it was...
I agree. For me, too.
20s was
I was
awesome.
in my 30s.
Awesome, but it comes, like, like, things start to creep in, and you start to, I think, for me, I start to realize my own patterns become more apparent in my 30s. In my 20s, I thought I knew everything, and in my 30s, I was like, whoa, I don't know anything. And then I started learning about myself and my patterns and my needs and you know, all about me, because that's what we go through.
That's what we go through.
We all do it.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
all do it.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I think it's part of the organic process. This is
Yes, it
obviously
is.
it's part of growing
It
up,
is.
and you don't know it until you get there. And then when you get there, hopefully you've got these skills. Or and if you don't have them, go out and learn them. And if you're watching this show, hopefully it's because
Oh, you just buy the book.
you just
Even if you buy the first book, you have enough to work on it, because I made sure that I gave in this book a real little roadmap that you can use right away. It doesn't cost you anything else but the book. So there you go. And here is the point also. Be adventurous.
Amen.
Be adventurous. Be curious about everything.
Yeah, that's what's kept me young so far.
Yes.
My
That
sense of
is the
adventure
way-
and my curiosity.
Me too.
You know, just to be like, whether that was, oh my gosh, I want to check this trail out, and it led me all the way down to the edge of the water, and oh my gosh, that's so cool, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
yeah.
little joys like that.
Little
sometimes.
joys, and that's a fabulous point. We don't always have to look for the trips to the moon.
Oh, good point.
We
There are things we can do right outside our door, right inside our house. You know, a couple of winters ago, I am not a painter. I am an artist. I found my expression. I'm a performance artist. I'm a percussionist. I'm an actress. I have a wealth of tech knowledge
Yes,
and
you do.
experience. So I'm behind the scenes in theater companies and music studios. And so a couple of winters ago, I thought, well, it was cold outside, nothing was going on. I thought, let me paint. I'm not a painter, but I just had to do something because I was feeling the blues, the winter blues,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to get stuck in it because I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to go there
What
mentally.
an excellent point.
Because sometimes you can feel it coming on, right?
Absolutely.
You're like,
oh,
oh,
you
boy,
know.
here's
you know
that
when it's
weather,
coming
we
on.
can't go outside, and here's like, oh gosh, the loneliness is setting in, and I'm starting to think about my ex, and I just want to like not go into this place of like, oh, I'm lonely and I need change in my life. So I got out my easel and a canvas and I started painting.
And if you don't have that, a pad of paper
Yeah.
and the pencil will just suffice.
Absolutely, anything. And I had this negative self-talk going in my head. I was like, I'm not a painter, and I was like, let me just see what comes out. And I ended up at the end of a couple of weeks of sitting down and doing it, or even the end of my first session, I had done the night sky and like
There you go.
and that made me think, holy crap, to be like expressing myself in this way, I don't have to do some elaborate thing that like I can't draw. So I ended up doing space, and then I got into painting space for months, and that it was my creativity and my curiosity and like releasing the expectations on myself that I had to produce something that some other artist would do. And then once I let go of that pressure, I was like, I had fun.
Absolutely. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the operative word.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Because when you have fun, what is released in your head? Self-gratification, dopamine,
happy feelings,
dopamine.
happy chemicals, dopamine.
Dopamine is comes about in your head.
Yeah, it's chemical.
It's chemical.
It's and so we can
It's
get
the
ourselves
happy-
high on dopamine like with our own thoughts.
Well, weed helps too.
Yeah. We're so powerful. I can change the chemistry of my body with my thoughts.
Absolutely. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And
You
that
can
is
too.
scientifically proven. What we are telling you is scientifically proven. There have been studies made for people in a nursing home. Now, I have always equated nursing homes with waiting station for God. And I
That's
hope
fair.
I hope I never ever end up in one. And but sometimes you have to shore up your expectations too. Like I shored up my expectations to never end up in a nursing home was marrying a 10-year younger man.
Good job.
He's going to take care of me because he's in love with me. And love is something that you cannot ever produce from a pill, from a drug, from a medicine, from anything. Love comes purely when the heart and the brain talk to each other.
Yeah.
There has been now scientifically proven that the heart has the capacity to understand what you are experiencing. It's not just a pump. It's an organ that regulates emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you are happy, you release dopamine. When you're satisfied, like with a fabulous orgasm, you release serotonin. And serotonin is the fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you feel like, wow, I really did a great job there. I like this.
Yeah. It's a whole body feeling.
It's a whole
sensation.
body feeling. Okay? That's why it's released when you have an orgasm. Now, you will see in the book, I'm all for it. If you have to fly solo, sure. I mean, there are companies that make millions of vibrators. You know?
I didn't know we were going to go there right now.
No, that's all right. That's okay, but it has to be said. Many women, oh no, I can't do that. What do you mean you can't do that? Who's there to judge you? You're all by yourself.
As you should be.
As you should be. I'm not talking about, putting this on the corner of Fifth Avenue. So here's the thing. When it's all said and done, they are really substantial. Even we can joke about it, and we joke about it, and we make fun of it. But see, the thing is that these things are scientifically proven. So if you say something hurtful to somebody or do something hurtful to somebody, that person has a choice. And the person who said it has a choice. I can keep my mouth shut and not say you're a dumb ass, even though it's my favorite BF, my favorite friend, the one that I really like, but I am not going to insult her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, when we were growing up, Mama said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
Right.
And that holds true.
Can produce a little strain and stress on yourself because you had something. Well, but maybe you'll then find
so you just have to communicate it differently. Like, take that feeling.
And here we have another magic word.
Mm-hmm.
Communication.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we talk about communication, there's a lot to say about that. How do you think communication works?
Well, it's something I've been working on.
We all should
particularly in my relationship, because so oftentimes we think we understand our partner, or no, we expect that the partner is going to understand exactly
what you're saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying, not just what I'm saying, what I'm feeling. Like, you're supposed to be feeling what I'm feeling, and then something comes out of my mouth, and I might be feeling one way, but it comes out of my mouth in a different way, and then misunderstanding ensues, and I'm like, no, and I need to learn to
It also needs to know of what, let's say, for instance, when you say the word you cannot, or when you say to someone, you cannot, or you never.
That's a trigger. All of a sudden, I'm like back in kindergarten, and the teacher's like, no. And you're that kid that's like, you're going to tell me, like, what? No.
Because what does it mean? A reprimand, right?
Yeah.
It's a reprimand.
Yeah, so I'm going to get defensive. Yeah.
So forget those words. Forget never. Forget if. Forget maybe. Well, maybe you can use that occasionally.
Yeah, like, maybe you want to empty the dishwasher? No, that doesn't work.
No. Here is, listen,
I don't like maybe used in that context.
No. Definitely not.
Because, you
Or
know,
maybe the
maybe I wasn't
trash
thinking
will
about that at all.
flow over. You can say it sarcastically, like I occasionally do. Uh, hey, the garbage can is overflowing. Maybe you can empty it. Not good. Not good. But you can
You say, can you empty that, please? Works so much better than maybe
that,
you can empty it. Because it's a little
or
passive aggressive, that maybe.
absolutely, absolutely, very, very true. And you know what? You can always frame. I have, by the way, I have a degree in neurolinguistics too, so that's why I know all of this. That's why I don't do that in not many times. Once in a while it slips out, but you're forgiven.
You're human.
I'm human.
We're human.
But for instance, let's go back to the garbage can, because that's a point of contention in many situations. It doesn't matter if you live with a girlfriend, boyfriend, or your grandmother, or your husband. It doesn't matter. Also, if you talk to your children, hey, garbage can needs to be emptied. No. Teach them right. Teach them and say, listen, can we empty that garbage can? I think it needs it because I have the new bag here, or it really needs it. Please, just
direct
do
is
it.
best. Direct.
Direct, but not in a hurtful way. Not in a way of, hey, get your butt over here and empty that.
Yeah, don't be mean.
Don't be mean. And that was just an example, because there's so many times that we, interactive living is a very difficult way with another person. May it be your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is. Interactive. This. Now,
it's all around us all the time. We have to communicate to everyone.
Why does that happen? And I will explain to you why that happens. Because every time you open your mouth, you open a sender. It's like a radio. There's a sender and there's a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to you, then you're the receiver and you're the sender at the same time. If there's too much static in the system,
yeah, so you could look at us like antennas. Yeah,
it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
If we are both on the same frequency, the reception and the receiving, and the reception, receiving, and the sending is in sync. Balance again.
Yeah, it feels so good.
Balance.
Mm-hmm.
Balance, by the way, and I think we're going to wrap it up with this. Balance is, in my opinion, the most essential thing in our universe. Without balance, nothing
there's no
works.
Life. Yeah.
Properly.
Yeah.
Properly. And we have unbalanced our world already quite a bit. Let's not add to it. Let's start to make a fresh start. Let's start and say from now on, we're going to all work towards having balance. And that may be in our home life. That may be with us. And that's where we have to. We cannot project balance if we don't have balance.
That's right.
And balance also if you're a gardener, like we are. If you are a cook, and you want to have balance in your soup, in your dish. If there's no balance in that, it's gonna not taste so good.
Right? Or that makes me think of the comedy scene with a chef in the kitchen and there's too many pots going at once and that one's boiling over and that one hasn't boiled yet at all and then you go to pour the salt in one of your dishes really quick and the top falls off and then there's no balance.
There's no
it's
balance.
Chaos.
and that's hopefully not in this administration. And I'm
Oh,
going to,
we're going back
I'm
to
going to,
politics.
I'm going to leave it with that.
Yeah.
And
So in the meantime, cultivate balance within yourself to be able to balance the world that's going on around us, and help to bridge the divide between other peers as we're living our lives day to day. Take care of each other, even those that may have different opinions. Everybody's doing the best that they have with the information that they've got, but it comes
strive
down
for
to
it.
we all strive for the same things, the same happiness, and so there's more common ground that we have with each other than what we don't.
Absolutely, and be a me. That's what me stands for. Be a me, not
Because
me
the more,
personally.
right, like not me, not you, but
But
like I'm gonna be
you-
me, so I'm a me because
Yes.
I'm gonna step into that centered, that balance within me and be the best version of myself that I can be. And the more me's like we that are out there,
Yes.
the more cohesive I think and more balanced that we can.
And the change we can produce in
the
the
change we
world.
can produce in
So
the world
let's
by
go
being
to
the
it.
change. Yeah.
So watch the next episode. See that we get this. If you have suggestions, please, please, please send them. If you have questions, love to hear 'em. If you have negative things to say, if you say it nicely, you can. If you don't say it nicely,
Don't say
forget
at all.
it.
Mhm.
Because you know what? I'll just erase it. So it's not going to work. So because I don't take bad things in, I don't remember bad things, and I don't assimilate bad
Yeah,
things.
that's right. Constructive criticism is one thing.
Yeah.
A friendly suggestion might be one thing.
Yeah.
But any insults will be deleted.
Delete it. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.